I'm here to talk to you tonight, and you're going to listen.
What's the name of the album?
We have a new record coming out. It's called Document. It's coming out August 31st. And I'm going to talk about it tonight, as well as talking about the videos that we're shooting, the tour that we're going on, and some of the stuff that we've done in the very recent past. I like using film. I like the visual. I'm very visually oriented, and so, you know, to me, especially this album, the reason it's called Document is it's kind of a shortening of the word documentary, which is a reference to film. I think it's a very filmic album.
This one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I've left behind. A simple prop to occupy my time. This one goes out to the one I love.
Now, I know you've been really verbal about how you feel about video, but especially after seeing the interview with Michael Stipe, I think you guys are actually playing with the medium.
Well, that's Michael's baby. He really likes working with film, and he's always represented us real well, like we're not in him. So we don't mind what he does.
Yeah, Michael is real... I hope that got in there.
All right, here we go, folks.
Michael's, you know, I trust him to represent the band well with his, you know, art endeavors, which are the film things. I have really no interest in learning about film at all. You know, I hate having my picture taken. You know, it kind of bothers me. So we let him do it, and he does it really well.
But I love television. Cable TV is the greatest thing ever.
Cable TV?
Oh, yeah.
But they about 4 to 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island 24 hours a day. That's the way the world should be.
I know you've borrowed a quote from Martin Mull in which he says that talking about music is like dancing about architecture. And knowing how you feel about video, I figured you would have added a video comment to that by now.
Well, you know, they're kind of commercials, really, and you can't get around that.
Videos are something wholly other. It's just kind of a shame that they're so expensive that a lot of the bands I really like don't make videos. I mean, the Minutemen made one video, and they're a great band. Whisker Du's made a couple videos, but if you put out a record on an independent label, then someone's got to cough up $20,000 for video, and when the record made, you know, cost $8,000 or something. So it doesn't make a lot of sense.
If you were to say that videos are not commercials, you would be lying to yourself. If you were to say that this is not a commercial, then you'd be lying to yourself. You know, every aspect of this has to do with having something and wanting to get it across to people. And in most cases, they're going to pay money for it, or they're going to barter with you for it. I think that the other band members and myself didn't like that aspect of videos, still carry a lot of aggression towards it. But I've always looked at it as a way of being able to get across the more visual part of R.E.M. And, you know, if you can make a video without compromising yourself, without giving into the look that people want. They may never play it on TV, but you made it, and it's there.
So if the video is a commercial and the interview is a commercial, then the single's a commercial for the album and the performance is a commercial for the... I mean, where does it all stop?
When we write the stuff and we sit at home and do it, you know,
real.
It's like, I wouldn't do videos if they didn't do things. I don't see the point in releasing singles, really, either, except for people buy singles, and it's, you know, it's a marketing tool. But as far as writing the songs and playing them, that's when it's real, and that's when you do it for the real purpose.
Playing live for us is not to sell the record. Playing live for us is just something we do. The record is totally separate.
We toured a lot before we ever had a record, and which was fun. It was great. You go into town, nobody would know who you were, and
that's really great.
I mean, you know, it had its points. But you know, you'd go in and there'd be guys there with like mohawks, and then little girls in little tutus and pink shirts and stuff, and they'd all kind of get together to see what this band was about, and you'd have to kind of prove that you're good. And that was really neat. Now people know what we're like, and we're touring. They kind of like, hey, we have the records, we've seen them before. Maybe we have to like change the name of the band.
Right.
The New Music's exclusive interview with R.E.M. will continue with a look at Michael Stipe's close brush with lip syncing. Next.
I could die, I love you so.
The tour is called the Work Tour because the album is pretty much about, I guess it's kind of been tied in with the work ethic, which if you think of the American work ethic, it can be a very ugly thing, but a lot of the songs deal with misunderstanding of work as kind of a replacement for feeling or a repression of feeling. So this is kind of a rebuttal to that and an alteration on it. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll walk off.
We didn't try to make a concept record. I mean, there's not supposed to be one theme throughout all the songs, but some of the songs are about that.
It's chaos in 1987 is probably the main theme, which is, it's a chaotic record. That's good. And it's definitely a chaotic year.
I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so, I could die, I love you so. That is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream.
The first video that we ever made, which thankfully is not on the video compilation, I agreed to lip sync, which is where you're very familiar with it, I'm sure. It's where they play a song and you stand there and pretend like you're singing and your mouth moves and you put a lot of emotion into it, and I couldn't hack that. The closest I guess I ever came was probably on the video to South Central Rain, but I was actually singing that at that time.
A near brush with this.
A near brush with lip syncing. It was terrifying.
East in the mountain, the party gone, the lines are down, the wise man builds roads upon the rocks that I'm not bound to follow suit. The trees were bent, the conversations dim, but build yourself another home, this choice isn't mine.
This is your fifth album, and I know that there's a lot of people who are out there watching and thinking that this is the record that's finally going to put R.E.M. over the top. Now, what's going to happen to all those fans that watched you come up? They're probably going to jump ship, or some of them will.
We'll keep a lot of the fans, but the ones that leave us because we've gotten too big are the same ones that'll go find another unknown band and support them, and that's really good because it's kind of a life cycle. It keeps gives bands somebody that likes them, and I don't mind if we lose a few fans just because we've gotten bigger because they'll go help out somebody else.
Yeah, I figure there's about 10% of the people that listen to music that are really, they're the ones that are out there that go see the bands when nobody else goes sees them and buys the teeny little independent records. And those are the people that keep this business kind of changing over and make it interesting. I mean, if all people bought was top 40, where would the new bands come from, But, on the other side of the coin, I think we made a pretty decent record. I like it a lot, and I think it's very representative of what we are and what we've been and where we're going. So I don't see that there should be like a huge backlash. We haven't made some real glitzy record to sell records. I mean, it's actually a fairly weird record.
The first single is called The One I Love. Can I have that? Thanks. And we did a video to it, even though most of the Peter and Mike and Bill don't much like videos, but I like film a lot, and it's kind of my way of honing my teeth with making videos for the band and, They're fun.
This one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I've left behind. Another bar has occupied my time. This one goes out to the one I love.
I would say that if there's a motto that that went along with film, that went along with recording music, that I've repeated to myself over and over again, it would be courage and clarity in thought and statement, in intent, in action.
Still ahead on the new music, Marianne Faithfull, Jill Jones, and a look at the club scene in our nation's capital.
Abran las puertas